How proud are you after you gave it 55 points at Ole Miss last year, that this year only 23 points in regulation and a lot less yardage?
I'm proud of just overall the whole team. You know, we didn't flinch not one time. You know, in games like that, you know, them type of games all week. You know, we already knew them type of games you live up for. You know, that you wait for to happen. But overall, to see our whole team, and especially like the defense and everybody, just to come out that fast. And that was like a big emphasis on what Coach Kelly was talking about, just starting fast, and the defense started extraordinarily fast. So, you know, when you see things like that and, like, you hold an offense like that to a low-scoring amount like that, that's a proud moment for you and your team.
It starts with Blake Baker, but then all the other new coaches. How much of this is coaching this year?
A lot of it, you know. I can speak for the edges ourselves, you know. Coach Peoples, you know, he making the emphasis just for, you know, guys to go out there and challenge themselves to be better every day. You know, you're not going to be 100% every day. You know, some days you're not going to want to do it, but, you know, he makes sure he pushes you and holds you to a standard that makes you want to go out there and just compete for him. And I really appreciate Coach Peoples for that. You know, he's been teaching me and Savion a lot of things. And, you know, just overall, they're just building the culture back in here, and they're just doubling down on
it. And after all the fun of Saturday, how mature is this team to get their collective feet back on the ground and know that Arkansas is going to, you know, come after you guys?
It shows the type of team we're going to be, you know. Not having the big hit after beating the team like that, you know, just staying in the moment and just, you know, putting this game past us. You know, we watched film yesterday and, you know, we look at everything on Mondays and, you know, the next day, you know, our main thing is to throw that game away because we got a whole new great opponent that we finna go against, you know. Arkansas got a lot of great guys on offense, got a lot of key players they got, and, you know, that's going to be a physical game. So that's what we focus on this week.
Yeah, kind of how you were talking about watching film on Monday. What maybe is some areas that you individually or the defense as a whole maybe could look to improve on?
Just little nicks and dabs to it, you know. You know, we had a lot of, like, myself, like, just overall, like, Jackson Dart had 2 big runs, you know, and I was keying the tight end most of the time. And, like, if I would have just keyed the tackle and just, you know, just played it and then shot it, you know, and, you know, just fixing on the errors that I had, you know, I could have stopped a lot of those plays from, like, being big yard plays. So just knocking out the chunk plays, you know, same thing. But the same thing I said last time, just keeping that mentality, bring that old LSU defense back.
So it seems like your game every single week is developing, but what really about what your preparations week in and week out are really allowing you to create chaos in the backfield and really be involved in most of the defensive plays that we saw last week against Ole Miss?
You know, Coach Peoples always tell me, you know, so, like, during this whole season, he showed me, like, okay, the weeks that I practiced hard and I had, like, an exceptional week at practice, look at the outcome of the game. So I feel like I took my preparation and practice, like, to a whole nother level and just honing in on the details and everything, and just when you winning in practice and, like, you consistently, like, just getting it better in practice and, like, you consistently rep that thing over and over, you know, it just gets easier for you. So it's like on game day, it just feel like everything just feel way easier, and I'm able just to play fast.
What has led to Savion's success on the other end?
The same thing with me, you know, Coach Peoples, you know. Savion is just, you know, he a high motor guy. And, you know, Savion work hard, just like the next man, you know. Savion work hard, you know. Savion took a big leap in losing his weight. I think that was his big thing that played a role in for Savion, you know, cutting down and fixing his diet up. And ever since he's been doing that, Savion been explosive off the edge, able to bend the corner, get back there and make a lot of plays.
Whit Weeks, this guy that we interview who's all smiles and looks like he's enjoying every second of every day. Is that how he is all the time?
I probably haven't seen a day in, like, 2 years that I've been here. I've never seen a day where I seen Whit, like, really come in and not smiling. He may come in quiet, but, you know, I love Whit to death. You know, Whit always smiling. You know, he comes in. That's a fellow Georgia boy, you know. I love Whit. Whit got energy every day. Even if he's hurt, like today we just had practice today, we out there hurting. Everybody out there hurting, but Whit got the energy, you know. You know, he's still hurting. Whit didn't play, everybody didn't play a lot of snaps, but, you know, Whit energy is just contagious. It just fills up a room. You just love it.
18 tackles, huh?
That's crazy. That's a bad man. I told you, that's a bad man. 18 tackles. It's like every time I look around and I see somebody get to the next level, you just see Whit come out of nowhere just swanton bombing and getting them. Like, it's crazy.
Couple more guys.
Tell me about your big tackle. 4th and 1, they go for it.
4th and 1. I feel like that was probably my biggest play of my career. You know, Because, you know, I always wanted to take the next step in being a run defender. You know, I just didn't want to just be a third down guy, you know. But just being able to get in there, you know, coaches putting us in the right spots, you know. Didn't get the call, but, you know, you just got to check whoop ass sometimes and just go get the ball. That's all you got to do.
In terms of just the atmosphere of the game, where would you say this game kind of ranks?
This is the number one. That was the number one game for me. Crowd rush the field. You know, we're in a dogfight with Ole Miss the whole game. It goes down to overtime. You know, them type of games that you sit down like when you was a kid and you watch, like you just sitting back and just watch it on TV, and then like now you're a part of it, and it's just like, sheesh, that's a different atmosphere. That atmosphere in Baton Rouge was crazy. Like the light show, like I don't know what they had on their wrist. I didn't even know that was happening, but it was like after the fourth down stuff, I just saw everything start flickering. I'm like, oh, that thing was nice.
On Saturday, you guys proved a lot of people wrong about the LSU
Yes, sir.
defense, the storyline. How did it feel to prove, like I said, all those people wrong and to prove that LSU's defense is legit?
You know, we still got a long season, so, you know, we still got to continue to prove people wrong, you know. So it's like we're not trying to really lock in on, like, the little outside noise saying that we did good, because it's like we still got tough opponents coming up, and we just got to be able to stay consistent and consistently do that. So we try not to get the big head about it, and we just trying to make everything an expectation for us now. Instead of being surprised by it, just make it an expectation.
Hey, Josh, I asked Coach about this Monday. Does this kind of remind you of 2022 when you beat Alabama in that crazy game, final play of the game, overtime, and you had to go to Arkansas the next week?
Definitely very similar. Still a little different, but as far as just the atmosphere of the game, going to overtime, winning like that, rushing the field, it was a great feeling, very similar, and brought back a lot of memories.
In that time, it was 13-10, right?
Right.
You guys barely got out. I think you scored the only touchdown that day. So I think Coach Kelly said he was going to lean on people like you that have been through the experience and know how tough this game will be. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of you being a leader in that role?
Yes, sir. Just the experience that I've had and the opportunities I've had to play and to actually be in those tough situation type of games and those rivalries, I think it'll be great for not only me but some of my teammates in the running back room, that I can give them my knowledge and just help them out with the things that I've gone through.
On a couple of those little dump passes when you received, and then getting up and kind of like getting aggressive, putting your shoulder down, and then getting up and kind of chirping back and forth with the players. Can you kind of tell me about the physicality of that game and where it kind of the mentality going into it?
Well, we knew going into this game it was going to be very physical. Coach Frank got us ready mentally going into the week. I knew going into that game that it was going to get a little chippy, and I just wanted to show that I could be physical at any time, any place, and I just wanted to give our team some more energy. I didn't want to get pushed around. I wanted to show everybody that I was in the game and that we could have some more energy going forward.
Josh, you've obviously played with some good quarterbacks here at LSU. You know, both SEC games, you guys have gotten down early, double digits. What have you seen from Garrett Nussmeier late in these games? Because, I mean, it seems like whether it's South Carolina or it's Ole Miss, when you guys have to have it, he gives it to you.
I mean, as far as going down early, we could start a little faster, but just talking about Garrett, man, he's the type of quarterback that never gives up. He always keeps his players in the game. He's always chirping everybody, hey, we in this, we got this, let's finish strong. And everybody trusts him and believes in him. And we never really believed that we're going to lose a game. So having somebody like Garrett that's always straightforward and always going for the win and always never giving up, it helps us have that chip on our shoulder that we want to finish strong.
Way back in 2019, you blew these guys out in Tiger Stadium, but every game since then has been a field goal game every year.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, do you think?
I mean, it's the SEC. Every game is back and forth for the most part, but Arkansas is a tough team, and they play hard. They have a lot of high-effort players, a lot of great schemes, and I can't really tell you exactly why the games are so close, but I do know that we respect this team. We're not looking over them, and we know that they're going to be physical, and we're going to do the same.
From their end, a lot of their fans say this is their biggest game. They call LSU a rival. Do you sense that when you go up there, how badly they want to win that game?
In my opinion, I feel like every team that we play in the SEC is a big game. I can see that. I can see Arkansas having us as a rival. We know and we can feel the energy when we get there or when they come here. We already know that it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be pretty chippy. So I can definitely agree with you on that.
Coach Kelly said this game was kind of like a growth game for Nussmeier, and saying that this is the biggest growth he's seen. But in terms of like the offense in the second half, in what areas would you say that this, in terms of productivity and being able to move the ball and actually score, where were you most proud of in terms of the offensive growth?
I would say that going into halftime and coming back in the third quarter and just starting really fast and starting strong, I think that's the biggest proud moment for me. We know how tough it is to really maybe not score as much in the first half and come into the second half and start flat and kind of get behind the 8 ball. But Coach Kelly really harps on our process of starting fast coming into the third quarter, and I think that was our biggest emphasis going into the third quarter against Ole Miss.
Hey, Josh. Coach Kelly said this week that the emphasis was going to be that the run game needs to get started, but it didn't just rely on the offensive line or the running backs. It was the tight end, the quarterback, and everybody else in between. What have y'all really focused on the past couple days to try to make that an emphasis going into this game against Arkansas, to make sure that the ground game is a main factor in a hopeful LSU victory?
Well, we have it's 11 on 11. We have 11 guys on offense, and it can't just be 9 guys doing their job. It has to be all 11 for the game, for the play to really make a home run. And we watched the film, and we believe that if everybody on the team can do their job, DYJ, and play with high effort, we believe that every play should hit theoretically. So going into practice, we've really been focusing on everybody doing their job and everybody doing it high effortly. So, yeah.
What's your opinion on the boot, the trophy that you play for?
I'm excited to play for it. I mean, I think it's a really special thing every game almost with the Magnolia Bowl and playing for that boot. I think it's a big deal. A lot of guys overlook it. A lot of people don't really know about it, but being here for as long as I have and playing for that boot every year, it's really a big deal for our team and our culture as a team, and we want it. You know what I'm saying? So we understand the importance of it, the significance of it. So going into this week, we're not holding back, of course.
Have you ever carried it?
I have.
It's actually heavy, right?
It is heavy. It is heavy. It is super heavy. It's super long as well. So you got to kind of have 2 people to help you hold it, especially a guy like me. So, yeah.
I know you're on the other side of the ball, but how cool was it to see the defense show out and prove, a lot of people wrong and put up a great performance and, keep the Tigers in the game?
It was awesome, man. Those guys was flying around, playing super physical. Shout out to Swinson, Whit Weeks, just leading the team. Greg Penn, of course. It really just comes from week of practice that they're dominating and coming in the game with the right mentality and playing physical. So the whole offense was super excited for them. They had a great game, one of the best in my opinion. So I was excited to see that.
Jordan, such a huge win, and now having to turn around and go to Arkansas, a tough spot. How is the team kind of getting their feet back on the ground and looking ahead?
First and foremost, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior for giving me and my brothers the opportunity to do that. It was a good win. We had 24 hours to celebrate it, and now that we're on to the next. Arkansas is a good team, and the point of emphasis this week has been their physical team, so we have to match their physicality.
How is this going for you so far? I mean, I remember you signing day at U High. You were right down the street from LSU. And some people are like, why is he going to A&M? And you've made your way back. How's the whole process and being a Tiger going for you?
It's a decision that I should have made in the beginning. I'm grown enough to admit it, but it's a blessing to be back home around my brothers and my family, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
What have you seen from the secondary? It seems like every game, somebody else is stepping up. You're getting a little bit better each game, whether it's Zai, whether it's Ashton, yourself. I mean, how is this group kind of coming together?
Just like how Coach Blake, it's a point of emphasis that we have to trust the process, trust what they got going, trust what they're telling us, trust what they're coaching. And I just think that our chemistry is building as we trust the process. So as we heat up, as we get going, as we play for each other, that I feel like each and every week we will improve.
Coach was talking about Major Burns and how he kind of takes some grief from the fans sometimes, but played a really good game the other night. What are you seeing out of Major?
Major's a terrific leader. He comes with the same energy every day. The love and passion that he has to the game is hard to not want to be around Major. He, in my opinion, the best star, the best nickel in the conference. So he will progress and get better each week.
Speaking of personality, Swinson talks about Whit Weeks, like he never has a bad day. He's always smiling. Is that what you see out of?
Oh, most definitely. He a baller fire. Each and every day, whenever he make plays, it's just like I said, like how just like Major, like it's fun to be around those people. It's fun to play with those people as well.
With being able to showcase kind of what the defense can put up on a national level, what kind of goes into the preparation mindset and being able to kind of block out the noise and be able to show what you guys are able to perform on the field?
Understanding that in the defensive room, we all we got. So regardless of what the outside saying, regardless of what anybody else saying, whoever in them four walls while we talking and preaching and understanding what we got to do, that's who we got. So while we on the field, that we play for each other.
So going into overtime, obviously, Ole Miss gets the ball first. Kind of what was y'all's mindset as a defense after coming all the way back and having the opportunity to win the game and the way that y'all played in the second half to really limit the points? What was y'all's mindset kind of going on the field, feeling like we have an opportunity here to get them off without a touchdown?
Yeah, that's been our mindset the whole game. Understanding like they didn't score a touchdown in the second half. We the best defense in the conference, and I can say that confidently. So going in overtime, we already knew that we just had to continue doing the things that we've been doing.
You guys are walking into Arkansas, obviously a hostile environment. What do you see from film from their offense, and like what challenges are they going to bring to you guys?
Understanding that they are a physical team, understanding that they have a mobile quarterback who likes to run, who they have a good running back, but just matching their physicality. I feel like we're the more physical team, so that's what we're going to showcase.